Hello, my name is Helmut Flasch, and over the next 10 minutes, I have a huge vested interest for you to watching this video. I will want to sell you something. What do I want to sell you? I want to sell you a way on how to participate in an unbreakable economy, in a digital economy, so that actually you have several sources of income, which I am not so sure whether you know this or not, is becoming more and more important. It always was important. 50 years ago, 100 years ago, it always was number one thing one should have done. So, doctor, if you don't mind that I have a vested interest in it, you go ahead and watch this video. And keep in mind that your patients know that you do have a vested interest in selling them a root canal and a crown on top of it, no matter how much you help them. And that happens to be my situation too. So, see you in a second on the other end, or don't. And if I don't see you, I do wish you all the best. Bye-bye. Well, hello. It looks like that you went on and wanted to see what I actually try to sell you. Actually, what I do try to sell you is only an appointment to talk to us for about 20, 30, 40 minutes. It all depends on how much questions you have on how to create a lifestyle, basically a financial independent lifestyle. Now let me first explain right away what a financial independent lifestyle, in my humble opinion, is. It is making more or less enough money in order to do what we more or less would like to do without having to go to work every day. Here's the thing. If one doesn't have more than one, actually quite a few sources of income, completely, utterly different sources of income, in which one obviously doesn't need to have to work and trade time for money, otherwise it is impossible to do them, one will not really have that freedom. So some people, even though they do make some amount of money, some of you doctors, you don't have the time to enjoy and do what else that is. Whether that something else is vacationing, spending time with family, whether that is doing another business, you know, whether that is self-education, whatever it may be, it doesn't really matter. It is most of the time difficult to do for people. And on top of it, being in the dental marketing consulting business, practice management business for 30 some years now, I've also noticed this. Most of you doctors do not make the money you envisioned when you were enrolling in dental school. Okay? In dental school or in any other, schools, and still today, they were trying to tell us, if we get highly educated, our life will be good, we'll be making more money. Well, it is true that if you're highly educated, you make more money for the time you trade, but you're still trading time. So a mechanical machinery engineer, like I am, makes less money than a dentist or a doctor, for instance, on a time basis, and a normal doctor, dentist makes less money than, let's say, a heart surgeon. Okay, so, but it is time trading for money, and this is what I want to talk. The real freedom comes with not being bound to a location, and I have that ever since I finished engineering school, because I simply gave it up right away, because I knew that this being bound to one location, working for one industry or factory or whatever it may be, is just simply not my cup of tea, so I gave it up. And I was ever since never bound for a location. And that is now, oh my God, more than 40 years ago, 45, 47 some years ago. I was going in the hotel business, moving around the world. I still was, however, bound to a particular product line, such as being in the hotel business. And I was bound to my own time, I had to work. I was fine at the beginning, and then over the last years, and especially over the last 15, 20 years, I don't have either one of them anymore. In fact, you see me here on a lake, a swimming lake, and we have banquets up to 1,000 people, etc. And you see me here on a thing. I bought that about 3 some years ago in Austria, which is basically my home country. And for the first time in my life, I've done something in this country. But you see me here. I bought this because I have time. So here's the thing. Here, I'm violating just about every rule. I need to cook. I cook for weddings of 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people. I'm working. And I'm location bound. So this particular project, a resort place, in a place which is not even a resort place, While it's all three things, not location bound, not product bound, and not time bound of your own trading time for money. But I can do this simply because my day job doesn't require place, product, and time since long time. And this is what I want to talk about, really. And if this pandemic has shown us one thing is that as more that you're bound to any one of those three things, as more you're screwed. You doctors have an additional handicap, and that is that the government or the pharmaceutical industry or the insurance industry constantly controls you and tells you what you can do, cannot do, and how much money you're basically getting, okay? And it isn't quite as much anymore as you used to get in terms of dollar per treatment. So here's the thing, it's really simple. The digital age, and I call it also the digital real estate, because the stuff has changed over the last 20 to 30 years, 15 years, very heavy. More and more people are doing business on the internet, whether it is selling, whether it is buying, whether it is educating, all kinds of things. And the pandemic has not kind of like changed that. It just, however, will speed it up. And the whole internet gamut is at the extreme beginning. And yet it has already created the richest people in the world. Almost all the 10 top companies in the world, from Apple to Microsoft to Facebook to Google to, of course, Amazon, blah, 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 Alibaba, they all are in the internet high-tech business. And if you don't want to be part of it, you will work. As Warren Buffett clearly says, if you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work till you die. If that is what you want, again, then I can surely not help you. Can I help you if that is not what you want? Maybe, most likely, probably. Okay, talk to me and we will talk about how we can get you into the internet, so to say, business, selling, of course, all over the planet, and basically make money on the internet from what the most money is made, which is marketing. And marketing is where I'm rather good at. There is not a product or service in the world which doesn't need to be marketed. None, doesn't exist. And if you're getting that, and on top of it, couple it with the internet, you will have a lifestyle which is phenomenal. Now, will it come overnight? No. And what is overnight? Is overnight 2 or 3 months? Probably not. When we make it, 7, 8, 9 months, 12, 15 months will have gone by. How much money will have gone by? Oh, I don't know. 30,000, probably, pretty sure. 20 for sure, 30 probably, 40, 50, possible. Everything is possible. I'm not a miracle worker. I'm not God. I'm just relatively good at what I do, okay? And that is myself and freeing other people from having to trade time for money, for being chained to a place and being chained to a product, all right? You can learn what I'm going to be doing for you with other people, lots of other people out there, for 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. Courses are out there starting at 100. It won't do the trick, not because they only cost 100, because you will not do it. No matter how cheap or how expensive a class is on how to teach you that, and one will never ever do the trick. Not for nothing you hear from those internet people, or from all people, oh, I tried it for 5, 10 years, I tried dozens and dozens of things and finally something worked. Well, it wasn't that one thing which finally worked, it's the overall experience which finally made it working. So the point is, I'm sure that many of you have taken, for instance, real estate courses, how to make money with no money down houses, or whatever it may, flipping, whatever it is. And what happened? Most of you never did it. Never went to base one, you just didn't make it. Because you're dumb? No, because you don't have time. After all, you are trading time for money. That is your trade. That is the trap you fell in, just like most people, and you just never made it out. So I hope you love your practice and want to continue. The point is, what would you do with extra money? You probably won't be as stupid and start a lake, a resort place, and cook for hundreds of people in a low profit type of industry. No, you'll probably do something else, which is also probably going to be very stupid. But it's fun, and it's only fun. It's about fun. But first you need to have time, and you need to have money. So this can be done, okay? So will it be taking a half a year to a year? Absolutely. Will it be taking 20 to 30 to $40,000 over this year's time? Absolutely. Okay. A lousy dental chair will cost you that much. Many other products and equipment you have bought which never brought you anything. And anyway, if everything is doing wonderful, maybe you don't need it or don't want it. And the point is, even then you want it. But what would you do with extra money? Maybe you would increase your practice, market more, buy more equipment. Maybe you would cut the hours. Maybe you would cut the practice totally and cruise around the world, or just around the neighborhood where you live and do nothing. As I said, you will find something rather stupid to do with your time and money, and it will be your fun and your beautiful thing. So give us a jingle, because the time isn't holding still. And anybody who bets against changes, anybody who bets against innovation, against how things are done in the future, especially if they are done already and only growing, well, okay, then do not complain when you have to suffer financially because you have no time. Or maybe you make enough money but you still have not enough time, because you only make money when you work, and that is called, to a certain degree, slavery. But I do hope, as I said, you love it, because look, I buy myself work because I love it. That's exactly what people told me. Are you crazy? With age of 65 you buy yourself lots of work with lots of money? Yeah. Why? Because I can. See you at the appointment. And regardless of whether you like it enough that you will engage in business with us, you will like what you hear. You will like the fact that there is some way, and somehow it will help you in any other way, because you will start looking at things. It's a little bit like the effect, when you buy a new something, whatever it is, a new vacuum cleaner, a particular car, all of a sudden everybody seems to have it. And once you talk to us, even if you do not business, of course I hope that you will do business with us. Keep in mind, I said I do have a vested interest in it, and so do you. Every patient you tell he needs a root canal or a perio surgery or whatever it is, well, you have a vested interest in the patient. Actually, in many cases tries to hold it against you. In many cases, of course not. He knows that that's how life works. But regardless of what, you will become aware of lots of little things, and by doing so start looking for them, or start observing them, or start realizing them, and then whether with us or in other ways will most likely still benefit from this conversation a lot. All the very best. I hope you love practicing, and I do hope you start looking into how the lifestyle in terms of money and time can be greatly extended. Ciao.